So now, what is the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956? It's very important. Industrial policy is a comprehensive package of policy measures which covers various issues connected with different enterprises, the industrial enterprises of the country. So it is a package of policy measures connected, related to the industrial or the industries of the country. Industrial policy is essential for devising various procedures, principles, rules and regulations for controlling the industrial enterprise. So industrial policy is related to what? It is related to the procedures, principles, rules and regulations for controlling the industrial base of the country. After the industrial policy 1948, Indian economy had to face a series of economic and political changes, which necessitated the need for a fresh industrial policy. So after independence, India needed a huge change in both the respect economic and political, which also made it necessary to bring about new industrial policies in India. So on 30th April 1956, a second industrial policy resolution was adopted. Okay. Now, according to the industrial policy of 1956, the industries were reclassified into three categories: A, B and C. Schedule A, the first category, comprised industries which would be exclusively owned by the state, and it included 17 industries like arms and ammunitions, atomic energy, heavy and core industries, aircraft, oil, railways, shipping, etc. All these under the government. Okay. Then in Schedule B, industries which were placed who would be progressively state owned, means who would be coming under the state ownership soon. The state would take the initiative of setting up the industries, and private sector will supplement efforts of the state, means private sector will support the government sector. So this schedule includes industries like aluminium, others mining industry, machine tools, fertilizers, etc. Schedule C consisted of remaining industries which were to be in the private sector. So Schedule A, government sector. Schedule B, the industries which would be soon coming under the government sector, supported by the private. Schedule C, the industries fully under the private sector. Okay, the state would facilitate and encourage the development of all these industries. These industries were controlled by the state through a system of licenses enforced under the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951. So these were the Schedule C consisted of industries which will be coming under the private sector. The government will encourage the private sector to invest in these industries. These industries will be controlled by the state through licensing. Enforced means you have to have got a license before starting the production, before you start the industry under the private sector. So the government would control those industries through this licensing system, which was coming under the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951. Okay. Now we will move on to the concept of what is industrial licensing. So what is industrial licensing? An industrial license is a written permission from the government to an industrial unit to manufacture the goods. Means you have to have a written order, written permission that yes, you can produce that good. The Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951 empowered the government to issue licenses for setting up new industries, expansion of existing ones, and diversification of products. Means the government was empowered with the power to issue license to set up new industries, expansion of the existing ones, and diversification of products. Means a producer was producing a certain product, the producer finds that no, if he produces a different kind of product, he will be earning more profits. So he diversifies his production. So diversification of products. So according to industrial licensing, no new industry was allowed unless a license is obtained from the government. It was easier to obtain a license if the industrial unit was established in an economically backward area. So no new industry can come up unless you have a license. it was easier to obtain a license if the industrial unit was set up in a backward area. In addition, such units were given certain concessions such as tax benefit, because as they will be operating in a remote area, so there may be problem of collecting the raw materials to reach the market. So certain concessions as well as tax benefits were given, and electricity was given at a low rate. The purpose of this policy was to promote regional inequality. So first of all, you cannot produce anything until and unless you have a license. A new industry cannot be set up. Moreover, if you set up an industry in the remote area, it was easier to get a license. Okay. Moreover, those who used to set up industries in the remote areas, they were given concessions, tax benefits, and electricity was provided at a low rate. The purpose of this policy was to promote regional equality. License was needed even if an existing industry wants to expand output or diversify production. License to expand production was given only if the government was convinced there is a need for a larger quantity of goods in the economy. So license was needed even if an existing industry wants to expand output or diversify. Yes, if they want to expand or diversify the production. License to expand was only given if the government would think that yes, this particular product needs to be produced in more amounts because there is demand, it is needed by the economy. Then only the government used to provide a license to expand the existing unit of production. Okay? Or diversify the production. Only when it finds that yes, there is demand in the market for the product, it is needed by the economy. Okay. Now we will be moving to the next topic.